All right, so we are back online, and I'm gonna do a little bit um, of coding. Uh, um, right, I will be doing a little bit of coding. Let me just see if I'm messing anything up in terms of. Oh, there it is. It was moved a little. There we go. Okay, now we should be doing fine. All right, so let's see if we can put some music on. Not sure if I should uh, play anything, but today I will be doing some Ruby on Rails development. I'm looking forward to that. See if we can get my terminal started. And I am in the process of working on an open source project for the Kensington and Chelsea Social Council that I think calls for my attention today. CSC API, there we go. And we have a story that is about um, displaying a few endpoints regarding articles, right? So let me see if okay. So my Spotify doesn't want to work, but it doesn't matter. I'm expecting somebody to join this session with audio, so we don't necessarily have uh, to uh, um, to have any music in the background. But anyway, let's see if we can pull up the site itself. There we go. We need the browser somewhere. Right. So just to keep you posted, we are in the process of building this site, right? So it's pretty much a site where local residents, but also health professionals, can search for various community services and uh, um, and get in touch with various types of NGOs. So there's a lot uh, of info here about services and so on, but the core functionality of this application is, of course, the search functionality. And so this organization has a database um, of services or nonprofits that they host on their servers, and we have built a service that makes it searchable. So if I type sports, for instance, and search for that, I am getting um, some results here, and I can read more about each service. I can visit their website and so on. I can also show it on map. I don't think the map is fully configured, but I can show it on the map. And one interesting feature is that there is something called PCN boundaries, and there seems to be like an administrative kind of some borders inside of London, and so I can display that on top of the map. And I think what this is about, they are color coded, is for health professionals if they want to direct a patient of theirs to a specific service. They need to know if that falls under the administrative jurisdiction, kind of. Um, and so that's why we have this overlay over this map. One of our developers, Seva, implemented this the other day. I'm very proud of him because this is not an easy task. So we're taking into consideration a lot of data to make that happen. And we can toggle the visibility of this because not everyone is involved or interested in that. Right. There is no info window on this marker, and there should or perhaps should be, I don't know. I can go collapse the map, show less. Right. For the search, we're using something called fuzzy logic with Elasticsearch, so I'm pretty happy about that. There is an advanced feature here, or advanced search feature. If we want to search by certain categories, we can do that. From a UI perspective, we should probably rethink this a little bit, but I don't know if that's important or not. But my problem, or my task today, doesn't concern this search functionality, but rather this news section, right? This is what I'm gonna work with. So one of the at this point, all of this is hard coded. These are only placeholders. But what we need to do is to create an endpoint from our backend system that will serve this client with a collection of articles. And then, of course, if a user wants to read more or read the article, when he clicks on read more, that should also be served by the API. So a little bit of a background story on what I'm doing today. That's it. So let's dive into some code and see if we can get this show on the run. Let's see. So the code itself is open sourced, and I'm trying to get a friend to be able to. Let me just check with my fellow associate here. Word adu lampo agile ventures. But we can. Right. So I need to invite a friend of mine to Agile Ventures. I think it's Oliver.Ochman. No, I can copy invite link. I can send an invite link. Right. So sorry about that, guys. There we go. Right. Okay. So the back to what I was talking about. The code is open sourced, and on Agile Ventures, on the organizational page of Agile Ventures, you can find all of that. So we're going to go to KCSC API. That is the one that we will be working on. And there's a pull request pending. This is a work in progress PR. API can list all and individual articles. Right. So that's what we are currently working on. That is this. And so if we just go to code, we should be able to get cracking. So let me just arrange my windows a little bit. I will be running some tests. Let's see if we can make this a little bigger. Right. So let's just run through the tests for now. RSpec like this. Right, let's see. Oh. Let's see. Join general. Right. Show call and write people. Let's see. Oliver Ochman. There we go. Let's see if he is gonna join now. Hello, Oliver. Can you hear
Hello.
me?
I can hear you.
Good stuff. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So the reason why we are doing this over a Slack call and not Google Meet is because apparently this is more lightweight. So
Okay.
I don't put that much pressure on my computer.
Okay, I see.
Right. So I was just talking about what we are building, and basically what we're building is this website or the
Mm,
API that powers this website,
mm,
and um, our task for today is to finish off um, the API endpoints that powers this view, the news and info view.
okay,
Not information, but just the news actually at this point.
okay,
So there's some news articles. This is bread and butter, and then we want to be able to view the the show page or the actual article if needed, right? So we have there is a PR pending already. I can send you the link to that so you see what's up. Um, this is the pull request. Uh, let's see where you have Oliver, right? There you go. So here's the PR. If you want to tag along. There's nothing super sexy with this one. This one is as I said, pretty bread and butter.
mm,
But I did. What did I do so far? So I need to update the model specs for the article. There's nothing there yet uh, because I was sloppy yesterday or something. I don't know. But we do already have uh, article index and article show spec, right? So
mm,
uh, they are passing. So we basically so yeah. One thing that is slightly different from the way we usually do things in Rails is the fact that uh, we are verifying the request. The request needs to come from a um, from a specific source, or at least present itself with an API key, right? So if you look uh, at the application controller, which is the highest level, before
mm.
any action, we authenticate the request,
Okay,
right?
cool.
So it doesn't matter. It's not about the user or anything. It's just like if this request doesn't contain an X API key header, then we're just rendering this message wrong API key, and we get an
Okay,
unauthorized status. Uh, and we are sending that with in headers, so we just get that from here, right? Which means that
cool.
in our um, specs, we need to get
Yeah,
this API key from the encrypted credentials, and then we just need to pass this in,
okay, that's
like
cool.
this, right? And then if we get an invalid key here, then we're pretty much fucked, right?
Yeah,
So we get a 401. And the funny part in this is that I'm also using an extension from GitHub that is called Copilot. Uh, Copilot is, I have to enable it. So it's an AI, artificial intelligence powered pair programming partner.
okay,
I was lucky enough to get into a beta program for this thing, and you
yeah,
will see this in action. It actually it's like Emmet or intelligence. Like it gives me suggestions, right? But those suggestions are not
uh-huh.
just like the naming or what have you. It actually gives me pretty big snippets of code based on, from what I understand, based on best practices in the industry, but also my coding style, what I've done before. You know,
That's cool.
yeah,
That's cool.
it's a bit scary. It's a bit scary because
Yeah,
it feels like Microsoft is sits in my lap, but I think we can live with that. We're not using
yeah.
anything you know special here. Right. So let's see. What was the last git log one line? Right. So the last thing, add serializers and some hard-coded data. Yeah. So yeah, we have this image stuff that we're not really dealing with in this case yet.
Mm,
So in this, I've done 3 commits. I added an endpoint for article index. added an endpoint for article show, and then added serializers for that. And so I guess right now I will just quickly add some tests for for the factory, right? For the factory, and I will also describe validation. Do you see that? Right.
Oh my God. Okay, that's cool. Yeah.
But he's not really 100% correct, right? Because
exactly.
You know, so, and let's see, we can do describe associations, but we're not. And look, if I'm not happy with this, I can open up Copilot and see what other. Right, describe factory association database. Right, so I can choose this. You see?
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
It is. It is.
And
now he took into account that I chose he's expected to. Do you see that?
Yeah. Can I see the what he's trying to test there though?
Title body. This is not correct.
That's author, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be author.
You have, because I can see you have title, body, and author. Yeah. So instead of that's the only thing basically.
Right. We haven't set up that association yet. So I get what I will do to have many, not comments, but it's supposed to. Yeah, that's fucking crazy. No, to belong to. Well, I can just grab this. Right. So he's not always that smart. He wants too much,
Yeah. Yeah.
And then class. I think class name. Class name user. Right. Author. Right.
Boom.
There we go. Right. So beautiful.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And then here we can just say.
Exactly.
Boom. Boom. Exactly. Well.
Actually,
not really, not build and not article, but create, right?
Create.
And he doesn't take into account that I already import the methods.
Yeah.
Right. So here we go. In just a few seconds, we have a test that is
that's crazy.
That is crazy.
Quick question: should I fork this KCSC API?
Yeah, you can do that. So and you can set me up as a remote, probably. If you want to do something here. Okay.
Yes.
All right. And in the call, you can share your screen. And then if you want, if you want to take over, so I can.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. When we get there.
So we're just gonna do the model spec, article spec, right? So we're gonna make sure that this passes. They are not passing yet, but some of them are. Is expected to have a valid factory, right? And I love those one-liners. It's they're really nice. Right. So the factory is valid, and so we need to validate those title and body. So we need to get those to pass. So that would be on line 8, right? So we have no validations yet, right? So presence of. So we're just going to go to the model article, and we're just going to say validates.
Ooh, we have Elasticsearch in this one.
Yeah, we have a presence of title and body, right? He auto-formatted that for me. Look, he's trying to give me some stuff, So sometimes he's a bit annoying, actually, but.
Ooh,
yes. So we got
this is a new one.
Which one?
I just got a error message from trying to do the. I got a no method error, undefined method for nil class, but that's because I don't have a master key, right?
I will get you that. I'm gonna pull this off screen, and I will
Yeah.
send you the master key. Right. There you go. All right.
Thank you.
Right. So that was that, and then we had a failing spec on the database, the association. Right. The association doesn't work. So we're gonna run the one on 13, and that's gonna fail. Right. So I'm just gonna add belongs to author class name. We just do class like this, right? Is that how we do this?
I think so. Yeah, exactly.
Right. Let's try that. Class name. Okay, it's class underscore name. Should have known that because that was in the shooter matches, so I could have figured that one out. Right. Right. So we need to say Rails generate migration, add author ID, or add author to users, and then we say author references. Right, let's try that. Right, and now we need to check on that migration. Well, not open, sorry. That's not what I wanted. This opened this in Xcode for some reason. I want to say code this just to jump right into it. Authors not right, but here reference users.
That's the next one is supposed to say
author ID, right?
Yes, but you also need to say that this is on the article because now it's
right. No, I fucked this up. Right. I fucked up this. I needed to delete this migration. So there we go. Sorry. So I need to basically say add author to articles. Right. User. Yeah, references. There we go.
But the thing is, you already have it, right? So you need to either you do an up and down, or I don't know if you can change the existing one from becoming a string to a reference. I don't know how that works. Because if you check where you create the articles previously in the previous migration file, you see you already have it as a string, so I don't know how you convert that.
Yeah, no, but this is not merged, so I can just delete that. I can
drop your database then.
Yeah, I know. But the thing here is that addresses articles author.
We've done this so many times. Yeah. It's basically class name again, author, but class name, and then null false foreign key true.
So basically this.
I think so. What the fuck do I search for this? Rails.
Where did we do that? We did that somewhere.
Custom.
I can check that also. Let me just. Where the fuck did I do that? I did that somewhere. I did that somewhere. Flex Coast API, API file. KCC. No, that's not it. Fuck. Damn it.
Here we have it. I'll send it to you. something like that. You see, add reference people, foreign key
table,
to.
right, to table. Right. Foreign key true, and then to foreign key. There we go. And then we say to table users. There we go. And Copilot just kicked in. Did you see that?
Yes, I saw it. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Null false. I don't think I need this null false.
If you don't want that now.
No.
It's a database.
Because then I need to say optional true. On
otherwise, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't think I need that. The simpler the better. Reference articles. Right. Okay, let's just drop the DB and Rails DB drop. And let's see if we can get this show on the run. Right. So Rails DB. I should be able to just do setup here, and not misspell.
But Rails DB setup goes from the latest schema, so I don't think that would work. You see, if you have one pending, you can't do it. Therefore, you need to do the DB migrate whenever you have a new one.
Yeah, but okay. Let's. I can run into some issues with this because he doesn't rerun. No, you know what? He doesn't rerun the one that I just modified.
The create articles one. Yeah.
So I just need to. Look, this is what I need to drop, and I need to do rm db schema. Right, I need to remove.
No, but you don't have to do that, because if you just do create and then migrate, then it automatically updates the. And now, if you do setup, and now you have nothing to set up from because you don't have a schema. So now you need to do create and then migrate.
Right. So, and I can chain them, right?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Now we're good. So rspec spec models article. Right. Let's see what is failing or what is not. Right. What the fuck do you want? Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's so the factory is effed up now, and we're just gonna go to articles, and then we're just gonna say author like this, and then this will also fail because there is no author.
I wonder. Yeah, do you just need to say user there then?
No, I need to say author, or because we have use. Oh, factory. No, we need to say. Oh shit! Now I remember. So I need to say author, factory, user. So factory. Factory user. Is that what I need to do, or do I have to look that up? Oh, no example. Did you mean author user? In article file. Okay. All right. So I need to check this out. So, factory bot. Let's just check that. Factory.
We have done this so many times.
Yeah, I know.
That's
I know.
the thing as well.
Just, if you don't do it. If you don't do it for a while, then you're fucked.
No, it's association author, I think.
Like this?
And then author.
And then author, okay.
If not, try user, but I think it's this.
Let's see.
Yeah. Look what he suggests.
There we go.
Boom.
All right.
Pow.
It's such a productivity booster,
Yeah. No, it's a fun one as well. Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah. Right. We don't have faker. I would probably like to have this body a little longer. with some lorem ipsum, but it doesn't matter for now, I guess. Right. So so we're just gonna run RSpec, and we're just gonna make a commit, and then we're gonna think about if everything is properly configured or not.
Ooh.
We got some failing. What the fuck?
Do you want a coffee?
I have some, so you go and grab for yourself.
Okay, I'll be 2 minutes.
Right, so we have 2 failing specs on this one. So chat, if you, oh, there's something with the index. Oh yeah, because the recent change fucked it up. So I don't know if you guys are into Rails development, but I gotta tell you, for me, Ruby on Rails is a productivity boosting framework. I love it because I can be really productive on this one. But we do have some failing specs. So first of all, we need to run email has already been taken. Email has already been taken. Right. So we have a user spec. No, user factory, sorry. Right. So we need to install the Faker gem. Let me just check. Do we have Faker? No, Faker is a great gem, people. So gem, Faker, and let's just bundle up. And then we're just gonna go to the Faker documentation so we don't mess anything up. Faker on GitHub archive. Faker Ruby, that's the one. So there are different implementations of Faker, which is something that basically helps you to use fake data in your test environment. It's a beautiful gem. Definitely love it. Name, ensuring unique values. Right, so I can say, okay, unique every time it's called. Right, so we're just gonna go in here into the factory for users. Factory. I needed to set up the Faker gem because I was getting email has already been taken. BS here.
All right. Yeah.
Right. So let's see. Where are we? There should be a user. There is a user for users factory. There we go. Right. So we're just gonna look. So I can do this fake your internet email, but just to make sure, I never spotted this before. You can add this unique setting. So just to make sure that it's really, you know, unique. Right. But yeah. But one functionality that I miss from this is that I would like to say fake your internet, fake your name, unique name, right? And then that the email would be based on that, like John_Doe. Do you understand? But we don't care about the name at this point, so let's just run the specs. Let's see which one. Articles, index, articles, index. Right, let's just run this. Let's see what's up. Yeah, so we should just be able to run the whole thing for this, and let's gonna run the serializer specs after that, because there might be something wrong in the serializers after the association. Right, so RSpec spec serializer. So we can run all the serializers. And actually, he taught me something yesterday when I was doing serializer specs. He came up with a different idea on how to create those specs, but I didn't listen to him. I was like, what the fuck? I've been doing this for ages. Fuck off. Yeah, you can't teach old dogs to sit.
What did he want then?
He wanted to do some strange ass shit on. You see, I have this way, and I don't know. I don't know. I picked it up somewhere, and I just experimented. So I did this. I create, like in this case, I create articles. First of all, this is something that he reminded me about, because usually what I do is I would say 5 times do and then create create one thing. So, but FactoryBot comes with this create list function. So I just pass in how many. Yeah, that's much better, right? So that I listen to. But then I usually create serialization, and then I just do this JSON parse, right? But there is another one called serialized or serialization hash or something like this, So I think I can skip this,
Yeah, but it's readable, So.
But yeah, because I am really keen on setting the subject. That's what I want to do, right? So I kept it this way.
It looks good. It looks good.
Right, and they are all passing. So the only thing I need to do is, well, right, they are passing because we are not adding the author here.
And do you have a teaser? Yeah, but teaser is created. Okay.
Yeah. So in that, yeah, exactly. So I think we need to teaser date image, and I need to add an author here. Right.
No comma.
And this is the index serializer. So we need to go to that. That's gonna fail for us. Article index serializer, that will fail. Come on, shit. Right. So you see, this is my problem. Like, well, this is not bad. I'm on 31 CPU capacity, right? Or 26%, and this memory is steadily going down. And for a 30,000 crowns computer, I don't think this is appropriate because it's getting slow. It's really it's probably because I have this Slack call, and I don't know why this. Yeah. Well, but the thing is that Twitch is actually running on the PC.
Okay.
Yeah, and at home I have I have an old Mac as well. So at home I have a setup where I connect my programming computer to another one that I stream from. So because if I stream from the same computer, that just
no go.
Right. Let's see. Let's go to the serializers and the index. Right. So we just need to say. Right. So how do we do this? Do we say belong to or here or?
Yeah, you can do belongs to or belong to. Try. It's gonna give you either one.
Author. But I don't want the entire thing.
Yeah, but that's what you will get with that. You will get to the whole thing.
Right.
If you don't define it, then say what you want.
Right. Right. Let's have a look. Let's just set a binding.
Or you can create a user.
Yeah. Let's see. If this should stop, and we can take a look at subject. That should be the JSON object. Belongs to. Okay, so fuck you. Why would you say? Why would he?
It's always the one that you don't pick.
Don't pick. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Right. So subject is now right. So we have these articles, and then we have the entire thing, right? Which I guess is not what I want.
You can just do comma serializer and then create the users. Exactly, you already have it.
Yeah. So we just do user serializer, right? So let's quit this, and let's go to this one, and then we just say serializer user serializer, I think.
It should be like that.
Yeah. Let's see what we come up with. Right. Okay, so let's take a look at the subject.
Boom.
ID, email, right. Serietta bode at mente.name. Still John Doe though.
Still John Doe.
It's very weird things here. But okay, no, this is definitely working, right? So we're gonna do the same thing on the other one. We just go to this spec, remove this binding pry, and I should or could or I don't know, just specify what the author should contain, you know. But that feels like a spec for the user serializer and not this serializer spec. So fuck it, I'm not gonna do it. Let's just gonna go over here and we're just gonna say author, and we're gonna go to that serializer, and we're just gonna say belongs to, which is basically the same, right? Belongs to not user but rather author, and then we just say serializer user, right? Okay, so let's run the serializer specs. They should all pass for us now. You see, when you stream and you say that you're doing Ruby on Rails, people are like not so interested because everybody is all about JavaScript. All about JavaScript.
How does this AI shit work with JavaScript?
Oh, better than what?
Belongs to authors.
What the fuck did I? Users. Oh shit.
It works better, you say?
Even better than with this, yeah.
Okay,
but it does return a lot of
nonsense.
Yeah. So I was doing some fizz buzzing initially. Okay. You know how it is. You know, you try something out, you do a hello world and a fizz buzz kata, and the fizz buzz was, as soon as I started to type fizz buzz, it gave me the entire solution. You know,
really?
Yeah, and some of and multiples, like 20 different solutions of the fizz buzz kata. Okay. Quite a few of them like one-liners, and then, you know, the entire UI, everything, you know. So that was a bit shitty. But okay.
So we can't give it to students.
You cannot give this to students, no. But then hope, you know, at this stage it's by invitation only, or I don't know if they changed that yet, because I signed up for this in the beginning of the summer, I think. And by then I had to wait like a week or two. I think that they just scan your, you know, GitHub repo and see if you're active or whatever.
Okay.
And they sent me an invite. But I had to apply, right? So, and I know that somebody at Agile Ventures did apply. I think, yeah, somebody in the Work the Web training program, they did apply, but they haven't gotten the invite yet.
Okay.
No. But also it's a little bit heavy on because it constantly communicates with.
Right. Yeah.
I would love to, you know, but I don't know how to do that. But there must be some monitoring tools that I could set up just to make sure what sort of, you know, to constantly monitor what sort of network calls or, you know, whatever is happening in the computer, you know, and because I would love to see the log of, you know, how often does it query and who does it query.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right, so this is good. Git status. Right.
That's
Git
a whole other stuff.
Yeah. Git CI AM adds model specs, adds association article author user. Right. Association article author. Right, and what else did we do? Updates, specs, and an update. No, well, fuck it. Right? Yeah, that's enough. What is the email that you were using
Uh,
on
oliver.achman@hotmail.com.
right, so let me just see co-authored. Let me just, so I know how it's
I can send you. I have it.
co-authored Git. So with multiple authors. Co-authored by, right, there it is. And then, and the name is what?
Like I sent them in Slack. You don't have to do the. Well, you have to do
yeah, but your name is
the arrows. My name is. That's a good question. I think I can see here. It is Oliver Achman, one word.
so it's like this,
Exactly.
and then with
Space. Exactly.
this, and then just Oliver.Ochman at
.com.
.com.
Boom.
Right, and now we just put right. I just, yeah, okay. Git push origin view. Right, so let's see if that actually worked. Let's see. It should have worked. Yes, sorry.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. This is great. We have, what the fuck? Oh, okay, okay, okay. So git pull upstream main. So we moved away from using master. We use main.
Yes.
Nowadays. Right. So let's see. Up data. Right. So we need to combine those so we can accept both, and we just remove. You see, this is interesting. So I need to remove this. You see, so here we're using resources app data only index, right? But
Yeah.
the latest one is actually resource. Now, I've never used this before, but see, resources and resource are pretty much the same thing when you want to define routes. But resource is really a singular, which means that Rails will not add an index action. Only a show action, just for one, and the update action doesn't require an ID. Now, if you use resources and you want to update a singleton, then you will have to say, app data slash and then ID, right, and a put request. So and also another interesting thing is that, look, if I do Rails console. Well, this one actually won't work, I think. But if you do like string equals app data, right? And so if I now say string singularize, now this one says app data now, but the only reason why it says that is because in my initializers, in inflections, I added this. Now, look what happens if I comment this out. And I quit this and I reload the app again. And if I do string app data, and now I string singularize, look, it says app datum. So this is, app datum is a singular of app data. And I was like, what the fuck is that? What the fuck does this mean?
Yeah.
And you know, this actually took me like I don't know, 20 minutes to figure. I was like scratching my head and was like, why?
Oh yeah, how to override that?
Yeah. So but that's so now I just have to say, tell Rails that do not singularize this, just keep it as it is, right?
Yeah, that's wild.
So yeah.
That's cool.
And this was used for routes. So if I do Rails routes, oh sorry, Rails routes.
And you had resource, it would say app datum.
Yeah. So here you have the get action, right? But this patch and put was app datum.
Okay.
Now with this inflection, it doesn't say that. Actually, I'm just going to see if this works, because I did this when I was still using resources. You understand? And let's just see if how this. No, actually, now I don't need it anymore. But let's see if I change the routes to resources like this. Right. You
Yeah.
see, update them. Right.
That's weird.
Right.
I thought it would be the other way around, actually. But it's still
No, it's
okay. But
it's still okay here, right? But I just I don't. But okay, so now I don't need this anymore actually. But anyway, let's keep it around.
yeah, that's oh well. Yeah, but the prefix was still update them, but the actual URI wasn't.
Right. Yeah,
which
exactly.
is weird.
So that was weird. But I was getting some sort of error. That's why I was getting into all this.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I kind of lost track of what the fuck we were doing.
You're merging in the main.
Right. Yes, exactly. And I changed that. Right. So git CI. Oh no, git status first. Right. Both merge.
Do an quick rspec also.
Right. Oh, we should be okay. Hopefully. And yeah, so I also we will be adding action cable to this one later, and I figure out a fantastic way to test WebSockets on the front end with Cypress.
I think you mentioned that previously. Yeah, that's gonna be.
I think I'm like, according to the discussion on Cypress GitHub, the issue. I don't think many people have figured that one out, and I have a pretty neat solution.
That's good.
It's not foolproof yet, but it's pretty neat.
You need to do a package of that one,
or at least write a blog post or something.
Yeah.
So we should be good. And the Elasticsearch is, look, I stumbled upon this gem called Chewy ages ago. And this time around, I really tried to use the Elasticsearch gem instead of Chewy, but this one is so much easier. So I really I went with Chewy again. Okay.
Yeah. Did you get it to work on Heroku?
Yeah. Now, well, yes. Yes. Yeah. Sure. Because it's I'm using Bonsai as an extension on the Roku, and it's plug and play nowadays. You don't.
Okay, that's good.
No need to do anything.
No, we had to. What was it? Remove an update or like go down in versions and blah blah blah.
But it's still. I mean, it's fast. Like I search for something, and it does fuzzy searching. You see, I get this, and if I misspell this like this, or boll på svenska, like this, fotboll, it still finds the whole thing,
No, that's good. That's good.
So if I run befriending, and if I just miss an N here, for instance, we still get the same results, right? So
that's cool.
So that's good. And I was telling people before, but this is nice. So we can. There are some administrative maps or some things in Kensington and Chelsea, and so I can trigger this, and I can display these polygons here.
Okay.
So it's like in Swedish stadsdelar, or I don't know, stadsdelsnämnder, I don't know. But it's important for the health professionals that if they want to work with someone that lives in this green area, for instance, stop drawing on the screen.
Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see that.
How do you see that? Okay, I
can also draw, like, this is the thing with don't
okay.
don't get childish.
Okay, I'll stop now. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, but if a health professional wants to direct somebody to a specific service, and let's say that they live in this green area, so apparently for some reasons they can't direct people to the purple one or whatever, so they need to be able to see that. So
Okay.
that took a while actually, but this is done completely on the front end. We don't serve that from the API. It's
That's cool.
yeah. No, but anyway,
Yeah.
so let's see. What do
Did
we
you
have
push it
here?
up now? Did you push it up after merge? No,
That
you haven't committed.
no. Git CI AM merges with upstream. Right. And right, hold on a second. Well, what I can do is right. Can I do this? I think I can do this. Right. So upstream. Right. There we go. Now push. Right. And now we should be able to go through this and just see for any inconsistencies. Right, faker gem, yada yada. We have a controller index. Nothing extraordinary here. We have this article validates presence of this. No problemos. Index serializer. We get a teaser. We truncate 100 characters. We can live with that. This is hard coded. We will add image late in the consequent PR. Then we have the show serializer. This is good. The same hard coded image. We have the new routes, index and show on this one, show and update on this one. Right. We have a create article. Right. This is good, and we could have merged this together into this one, but it doesn't matter, right? This is good. We have the schema, good. We have the factory for article, good. We updated the factory for the user, good. We have the article spec, which is not written by us at all.
No.
But it's good. And it's nice because he does understand that we use shoulda matchers, so he added those one-liners, which is nice. Yeah. We have the article show, my awesome article. You know, I'm not overdoing this. You know, I just create one single article and I don't check for the body or anything, because
if you have the serializer test, then you know you should be good.
Article index. Same thing.
You could argue that you should test the truncate somewhere. You know, the teaser, but you know, it's not that important.
No.
But if look, you were a student,
I know if I were a student. But so here I deviated from my regular stuff. You know, you always try to find a better way to do things. So in this, so generally, let me show you this way. Generally, when you do request space, let's do service index spec, right? So this one, this 200, this is how we usually write it. So we have to say expect response to have HTTP status 200, right? But here I change this to set the subject to the response, and so now I can do this one line.
Yeah, but you still use the response JSON on line 15.
Yeah, I know.
But I use it on 24 as well. Yeah, so I guess you save a bit of space. But it's cool. It's cool. And I never thought about it. But shouldn't you be able to do some sort of Rails helper, spec helper before action to not have to do that one line in every test? The line 5. Yeah, because
well, RSpec sets the subject always. You know, when you create, so here this is a request spec. So you don't have an underlying class or anything. So that's why you have to set the subject manually. I don't know, but
Okay.
it's good. I mean, the serialization specs, good stuff. All right, so we're just gonna remove the VIP thingy. API con, right, and then we're just gonna we're gonna copy this link, and we will go to the fuck. What is this? What? Come on! I'm blind. Am I blind?
What are you looking for?
I'm looking. I'm looking for CA. There it is. CAC. Right there it is. Okay, and then we'll just channel. This one is ready for final review. Right. So, okay, good stuff, and I can just pull you in here. Oliver Ochman, boom, so you can see this stuff as well. Right. So off we go on that one. The way I see it, this is done. Git checkout main. Right. And just git pull upstream main. Right. And just run rspec once. Now I can get into some issues with the database because I added some stuff. I don't know what this is. You see, I'm getting this diff LCS BS here, and I tried to do this gem cleanup, and I just can't really get it to disappear for me. So
You get that when you do RSpec. Let me see if I get that. I get a bundler issue. Let's see here. I got a.
You always get a bundle issue.
And now I got a loader. Required cannot load such a file. Progress formatter. What the fuck?
Really?
Let me just bundle again.
But you also need to have this.
A faker. It's the faker. I
Okay,
just need
okay.
to bundle.
But you also need the Elasticsearch service or Redis service started on this one.
In order to test?
I think you do.
Let's see.
But I'm not 100% sure.
I've always had problem with Redis every time I try to make it work.
Why is it so fucking slow now? Oh, because we're importing. Right, so there are some interesting stuff in this one. Not super duper interesting, but fairly interesting.
Ooh, I got some, yeah, I got the failures on the Elasticsearch, so you're probably right.
Yeah. There is a task here. No task. No. What was it? I wrote this myself. Controller serves models services, right? Services import service. That's a weird fucking name because they are called services. You understand? Those non-profits. So we are importing them. So this organization, they have their own API, which is really shitty actually. So yeah, the data is structured in a very weird way. So, but the good thing is that I didn't really have to write all of this myself. There was actually some legacy code in another project that was dealing with this already. So the only thing I needed to do is to clean this up from some fucking nonsense that some people were doing. But anyway, so we are querying two different endpoints, which is weird as fuck, and then combining them into one model class. And we do have, let's see, we do have some, it's pretty neatly tested, I think. I paid attention to this because, let's see, services. Right, so here we need to stub out those fixtures, right?
Yes.
That's the web webmock thing, right? Because we don't want this to make those calls, of course, right? So
And then we use Elasticsearch on those responses, or how does it work?
yeah. On the thing that we are because we have a service model, so we are storing, once we have combined those two endpoints, then we are storing them in our database, and then we're
Okay.
running Elasticsearch on that, right? But so we can do a second round of input, but where's the first round of input? What the fuck? Context. Right. Okay, so this is the first one. So we expect this input to change the service count by expected service count, and the expected service count is 337. You understand, right? So we know that because in our fixtures we have 337 services, right? But then I need to see if my second input is making any updates, right? Because if I run this thing over and over again, I don't want to add to them anymore. I want to combine the new result with the old result.
Okay.
If in case something changes. So in our fixtures, we have API
Updated.
addresses
Okay.
and updated, right? So this one is like access. You see the keys and all of that is just weird, but okay. And the updated has, right, this one doesn't have an address. You see, there's no address here, but on the updated one there is an
Okay.
or at least a thing. And also in the organizations here we have 337, but on the updated one we are removing one of them, so we have 336. So basically this test of ours is saying that on the second run we are restubbing because we need those updated versions, and then is expected to update the count of services. So the service count should equal expected service count minus the removed service, right?
Okay.
So that should be 336. And also it's going to change the description of existing service, and the service is this one with access group, right? So now it has an address. It didn't have that before. So
That's cool.
so that's good. That's pretty good.
That's
Anyway.
cool. That's super cool. Yeah. Just a quick thing, because I get this service index reset failure on my end with connection failed for Redis, or failed to open TCP connection to localhost 9200.
Right.
Do you know how do you? Do I just need, because I think I just need to run some Redis command, right?
Brew services list. So on my brew. On my, let's see. Right, on mine, this is, so I have, no, Redis is actually stopped, but Elasticsearch is started. So you need, so Redis is apparently not needed, but you need Elasticsearch. No, exactly, Redis is not needed. Redis is for WebSockets, don't worry about it. But you need to install Elasticsearch.
Elasticsearch Ubuntu. Because I think I have this, or I've done this previously.
But can you see services list? You have, I think on Ubuntu you can do services list.
Services list. If I do just service, so status all I can do. One, and that's going to be a lot of them. Oh yes, that's a whole lot of services.
Right.
Postgres. No, not that many. I have Redis, but I do not have Elasticsearch. No, so I need to install that.
We got ourselves a new follower, and I didn't get a notification about that, so that's weird. So if host 00312 is still around, welcome as a follower.
You may need to install apps as a package on data
And I see
before
that
proceeding.
Robotic is with us from Australia. All right.
What's up?
So
Let's try this. Password. Is this gonna make my computer a whole bunch of slower?
could be. So you should probably stop it from time to time. You know.
No.
I do. I mean, if you're not using it, then you shouldn't, because once you can configure them to be out, started on every time you boot up your machine. But I think, yeah, you should stop that, and I guess I should too, actually, more often than I do.
Yeah, I got a error message here, so I need to try some different stuff.
So I will start. So we're gonna move on to another feature, basically, while you're messing around with that. And I think that we need to go to Pivotal, go over here, and this one is also open source, so that should be good. API response setup. Right, admin can add new, admin can list. So this one is finished, and deliver this. They can accept it if they want. Admin can preview article. Right. But they need to merge this before I can move on with creating them. But allow set the app and disclaimers. Right. There is this. Let's see. There is one thing we could do. Let's have a look. So one thing that I've spoken to Jens about is because the internet connection at the office starts to suck a little bit, Not really. I'm not really impressed. Just the last week, it was down for like a day or something. So that sucked. Right. So here this is the thing I was telling you about, this app data thing. This entire object is the metadata about the application. So I've added this. Let's see. So it's in lib app data as
okay, but how can we change this?
Yeah, I know. So we have.
I think I started it now. So let's try running this test again, because it doesn't just. Let's see. It doesn't start it in the background. I just have it running here. No, it's supposed. Let's see. Moment of truth.
You can share your screen for a sec. I can stop sharing. And if you do.
I don't know. It works, but it looks horrible. Let's see here. I want to show desktop too. You see? I got a whole bunch of bullshit each time.
Oh shit!
But it works.
My God. Yeah.
But that's bad query. But this is for error message, so that makes sense.
Yeah, but still.
So I wonder how I can
you should
get
be able
it tuned.
Silent. Yeah, you should silence those warnings. That's fun.
Yeah, because I got it on all. Let's see if we go to the first one with valid. Built-in security feature are not enabled without your cluster could to enable security. Okay, but how do I stop it from complaining about this? Well, it works. I guess that's the. Boom, boom. Okay, well, cool. Now we got it to work.
It works. Yeah, right. So let's go. All right, let me just reshare my screen so you can see everything. There we go. That's the one. Okay. Yeah, so anyway, so we have this app data, and yeah, so how do we update this? First of all, what I did was to create a model that is called app data model, but it's not an active record model. You know, this is plain Ruby,
Yeah.
file. And so we are loading this YAML file when we run data, right?
Yes.
And this is a class. I could have used a module for this instead of a class, but because I will never instantiate this, all of
No.
these methods are class methods, right? But
Mm.
I wanted to create dynamic methods, like I'm going to show you this. Let's see. Let's clear this, and I can just do Rails console. And now if I just do app data dot data, right? Then we get this as all of this as an object, right? And if I do app data, what is it, to JSON, as JSON, right? So we can say as JSON, we get the same thing, but we get it as a JSON object, right? Stringified JSON object. Okay, so the interesting part is that this one contains something called testimonials as a key. So what I can do now is to say app data dot testimonials. Testimonials, right? And I will only get that array. And the reason why I can do this is because I have this method. You understand? Like I have a method missing on that particular class. So first of all, I just say just do whatever you want to do if these arguments are not included. Like if testimonials is not part of this object, then we just go into the regular method missing error message, right? But if it does include, then we just get this data insert, of that, but we also check whether it's an array or if it's a hash. And if it's a hash, if we're asking for some other stuff, so for instance, we got this disclaimers. I think we have, let's say, disclaimers, which is misspelled, by the way, but it doesn't matter for now. So that returns a hash. So now I can do, if I only want the copyright issue, then I can do this, and I can say as a symbol copyright, like this, and now I just get that
That's
answer,
cool,
right? So that's what this does. If there is a block, and if the content of the block is a symbol, then we yield the block, basically. Well, the item with this, right? And so on. Bullshit, right? But that's for accessing the data, which is not really relevant for me, to be honest. So I don't know why I did this, but I was experimenting a lot with this shit. But here's the important thing, that if I want to update something, then I've created this update method that takes arguments. And here I need to pass in two sections, two arguments, right? So first, what section I want to update, which is the top level section underneath app data, and then the actual update. And if I get a problem, I just raise no such sections. If I try to update something that doesn't exist anymore, because I want to prevent them from adding new stuff, right? And so even here, I need to check: is it an array, is it a hash, or is it just a regular string? And I just update that, and I write to this file again, basically. So the interesting thing is that I wrote a few specs for this. If we can just fucking find them. Let's close everything spec, and then we just go to model app data spec. Right. So here, first of all, that was a handful, right? So first I needed to create this reset app data because, remember this library challenge, we always had this problem that, if you actually invoke writing to a file, then that is it happens in the in test environment as well. So you want to reset that between files, between runs. So, but there is another thing, and that is this data file constant, because in the model, the the file constant is set to app data YAML, right? And that's where this real app data is being located.
Okay,
now,
yeah.
generally speaking, you can't overwrite constants.
No.
You understand? It's just not possible. But in RSpec, I learned they recognize that, so they allow for this.
That's cool.
Stub constant, which is an RSpec thing. So I was like,
Then you can reset it. That's
and
cool.
I reset it to test data instead. And so the first thing I do when I before each, right, I just reset this app data, and this app data is reading well, it's taking data, and data is being set here. And so here, instead of this large object, I'm just saying I have the same structure, because the top level key is app data, but then I have a string value, which is just a string, and then I have an array of objects, which is what we have in that original file, and then also just an object. So then I wrote where is this data? Is expected data to, well, that's irrelevant for us today, but here's the update action, right?
Yeah.
So here I'm updating the string value, here I'm updating the array of objects, and here I'm updating the object, right? So the string value was that was the simplest one. We just say app data.update, and then I need to pass in, this key, right, string value, and then just say a new string, and then I run an assertion on this,
on the subject,
right. And since I have those predicate, those dynamically created methods, I can just call subject string value, and that should equal a new string. Okay, so that's that. And then we had this, I have this expected outcome 1, 2, 3, right? Which is an array of objects. Originally it's just 1 and 2. You understand? And so here I'm saying describe class update array of objects, and I'm just passing this array in with the new object, right? And so that takes the old stuff and updates it, and adds the new one to it. But my idea is that this ID should be, it's not automatically incremented, because this is just a YAML file, right? So I'm thinking about writing a function that says, look at what is in there already. If there is an object with this attribute ID, then you just take that +1 when you create a new one. So, in my test file, I wouldn't pass this in like this. I would pass it in without the ID, but it would automatically add that key, right? But I haven't done it yet.
Just a quick question. Can you update, because here you're adding a new object, a new array even, right? Yeah. Can you update one of the existing ones?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay, so you can just add.
Which I need to be able to do that. But that this is actually a good test to write. Let's do that. Let's do git.
Should we take a quick 5-minute break?
Let me just create a new branch and write the test and see it fail, and then we do that. Okay.
Okay, let's go.
Update app data objects.
Yeah, so we can work on that while they are looking at it. I approved it, but I worked on it. So
yeah, exactly. So so this one would be describe adding a new object, right? Adding a new object, so we can move all of this in here. right? And then we need a new describe up. Look what he says. Oh, it's
That's
so
that's
beautiful.
that's
I
that's
mean, he
weird.
just look. Whoa.
Let's see. No, it's the same. But that work, right? No?
Updated ID3 update. Look, he changed some stuff.
Okay, so yeah, in theory you can, instead of
Yeah,
say updated, you can do
yeah. But I don't want that. I want to say this. You know, I want to send in. I want to send
yeah.
in this and then a new two, right? I want to update the
Mm,
name of the existing one.
yes.
And so so he didn't think this through. But again, he's just an AI bot, right? So you can't really expect too much
And then,
out of him.
but yeah, because that's the expected outcome. Yes,
Right,
but
right.
because now, do you have to in the specific key that all of they are? Do you need to pass in the like the index number of it, or how will you
I
do this?
I don't know. Let's so far so here. Okay, so here's the deal. Array of object now contains, ID2, and that's this 2, right? And
Mm.
now I'm passing in a new 2, and the idea is that once this is done, this actually says a new 2, right?
So yeah, so is it better to find it by ID or go by
We don't
index
know that.
number?
I don't know. Let's see if we can what this one says. So spec model app data, and that is line 62, right?
Uh,
This might actually pass. Who knows? Um, or
it
if
might.
he adds a new one, we'll see. No, he added
No.
a new one. You see?
Hmm.
Right. So this is what we need to do. So this is going to be a challenge.
Mhm.
Uh, uh,
I
Twitch.
think finding the ID is gonna be the best instead of index numbers.
I think so too.
If you know that you're gonna use ID for
Yeah,
everything.
yeah. So we will be back. We'll be back soon. We're gonna take a short break. Um, if you want to stick around, stick around. All right. See you soon.
Jesus.
All right, let's see. What do we have here? Is this the one? Yeah, that's the one. Right, back at it. So we are not updating an existing key at the moment. We are adding a new one, which means that we need to get into this guy, and we need to set an binding pry here, which will stop the execution of my code, and see if we can figure this one out. So we're gonna run the one on 62, right? Right, the one on 62, and that should stop the execution. Where I just, yes. All right, so item is this, and right, item data, app data, args, sections, right. Right, we put the binding pry in the wrong place. We put it in the wrong place. There is the array. Right, there it is. And here item is that one. So that's still the wrong place. Okay, so we need to put this pry in the update method. So we're going to remove it from here. And we need to put this one here. Right. So let's run it again. There we go. Right, so the update is this, right? And content is this. So basically we need a conditional here. Right, so we need to find that. Right, so my Ruby skills are not sufficient, but Ruby find object in array based on key value. Right. Find an array based on an attribute. Right, that's the one. So that's select. Yeah, it's going to be a select. Right. Array of objects select. Right. So we will say something like content select, and that would be item or key and value, right? And that would be no, not key value. No, we can just say item here, item, and then we say item dot id equals update dot id, right? And this is a curly and not a parentheses, Thomas. So item, and so let's store this existing content item equals, right? Oh shit, what did I do? Oh, tem, I forgot an I. There we go, item, right. Right, of course, because these are not, so we need to say ID like this, of course. Sorry, that was dumb of me. Update ID. cannot. Hold on a second. So, do we have an update? No. So hold on. Update. Ah. Right. Okay, because this is an array. Right. Right. So that would be right. First. But I don't want. Yeah. Right. So do we need to pass this scenario as an array? No, we don't really want to pass this in as an array. We don't really want to pass this in as an array. Let's quit this. We're gonna change that spec. Or do we want to change that? No. Or we do something like this instead. Update each no each do each do item and update item, and then we just move this in here, and then we just say update item. Not sure. Right. Existing items. Existing. Right. Item. Oh, fuck. Right. So, we just say something like, if we do this, and then we say we can do replace. Can we replace an item? Could we like Ruby array replace an item replace a single element in an array, map replacement, map to push if array index. Right. No, that's, so we need to, if existing item, so if this is found, no, you know what, let's not do that. Let's just do this existing item select, and then we say content index of existing item first. Shit, oh my god. No, Right, index of existing item. Now let's put a binding price here. Let's put this down here. I'm not sure what the fuck I'm doing, to be honest. Because this is an array, right? So let's have a look at existing item. Right. No, that's I mean, I'm thinking about this all wrong. So existing item index of, and then content. Can we do that? Can we do that? Index. No. It's actually the other way around, I guess, right? So we say content index of existing. Can we do that? Nil. No. Index with. No, that's not it. Index by. Come on. Okay. Ruby array get index of an object in array. How the fuck find index, of course. Find index of this. No, nil. The fuck. A index B. What? Hold on a second. Right. The problem is that we're pushing this in as an array. Right. So if existing item and existing item any, right? So then we do content find. So index equals this, and then we just say content, right? Content index equals this, right? And then else we remove this because we don't need that for anything, and we just move this guy up here, content index, and we just return content, right? Oh no. Well, okay, let's try that. Right, let's run this. And he will say what? Right, array into hash, right. So we just say, yeah, we need to, of course, we need to return section will be the content. Right, let's see. Right. There we go. Now can we simplify this a little bit? So what if we just run, we run both the entire thing, which is update array of objects on line 52. Let's see. Because now this one works, but we don't know if the other one works. The first one that we created. Now that works. Okay. But do I really need to pass this in as an array? I am not convinced that this is, well, yeah. So what if I don't pass this in? I just pass this in as this. So we want to run the 53. 53. This should fail, right? What? ID 3 to syntax error, unexpected. What is unexpected? Of course, this is unexpected. Right, so let's run it again. A new 2. Adding a new object. Oh shit, I just... Right, but I'm running this one, 53. Come on, give me a fucking break now. Right, on line 41. We're running into a problem on line 41. Right, so we're just gonna remove this. And now he did this instead. That's weird. Right, because section content. Right, section update. So we just need to just say push the update. Right, we don't need to combine them. We just say dot push update, but not first, but just update, right? But then I don't need this splat, I guess. But can I get by without this? Or can I just do this to keep it even simpler? Right. Okay. So that worked. Right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
But I don't know if I'm making a fucking fool of myself now. Let's see. On the spec, so I'm running the 50, adding a new object. Adding a new object is this, and updating it. So adding a new object, I changed this. So I don't want to pass in an array here. I was passing in an array, and that caused me some problem. But this one is passing, adding a new object. So now I'm going to run the 62. 62, and that should fail. Or should it? Right, because it's...
No, what the fuck?
Yeah, it just fucks around with me. So I just want to try here. This one should kick in now. Let's see. Yeah. All right. So here we are. So what is existing item? Existing item should be this one, right? That's the one that we already have. So we just want to, because the select, I should probably not select by detect, but so the index would be 1, right? And oh, that's why this is the first. This is the problem, because update first. Yeah, I know what it is now. So we just want to do this section content push, right? So here I can just quit this. I should be okay now. I found it, or I think I found it. The famous last words of an idiot.
Let's see.
Right.
Boom.
Right. So now if we run again, if we run the one on 52, which is the one that is relevant, that will run all of them, both adding a new one and creating or updating. Yeah, there we go. Boom.
Boom. But okay, so but if you go back to the test now, this test file, what happens if you fill in just is it checking based on the ID or the whole or
on
the
ID,
whole object?
on ID.
Okay,
Yeah,
then it's good.
because otherwise that would be yeah. So we're just you know, we go over the content which is there already, and then we're using select to yeah. But select is actually, so you know what? I'm gonna change that to detect, because there's should only be one with this item. We don't have any restrictions, so in principle you can have multiple ones with the ID, but then we're just gonna remove this.
But in order for this to work, also you need to make sure that everything has an ID.
Yeah.
So what happens if you want to update something that you, for instance, don't have ID on? Because if you take a look at the updater, you have some stuff that doesn't have ID.
Right. But not in arrays.
Let me see.
Right. Let me see. Data. Sorry, app data. Right. So if we have testimonials, that will be an array. So they have IDs. But then you have this. Yeah, right. You have this navigation. Shit. Right. This is a problem. I haven't dealt with this yet. And the content
can't you just do? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. What happens if we want to update that?
Fuck, I don't know.
Do you add IDs to everything, or do you add like if no ID, check by label or something like that?
Yeah.
Or
yeah. Well, we're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
Fuck. But you're right. But yeah.
You will solve that. That's no.
Of course. Of course.
Of course.
Right. Let's git status. Let's push this. Git ci git ci adds method to update existing. Let me just. Oh, fuck. This is. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. Let me just check that so I can get my API, right? pull requests. I need to copy this. Need to copy this. Right, existing content or object. Yeah, object in array. And that's right. Right, let's try that. Okay, and I will create a git push origin update. Oh, okay. Right, and now I can just grab this URL and create a PR. That's the fastest way to create a pull request. API provides method array in app data. Right, we don't have a story for this yet because I just came up with this story. So we need to add a new story here as an API in order to allow admins to update content of app data. I need to take into account what if the data passed in is already passed in already exist in the array. Right, that's a very shitty user story, but you know, it is what it is. Add description, I'm gonna set this as a 1 pointer. You can see everything I do is a 1 pointer. Anyway, so we're gonna start on that. I'm just gonna copy this collapse. Why? Right, okay, whatever. Right, so we're just gonna edit this and we're just gonna say PT. Right, okay, so now we need to switch over to the request spec. So this works for now. We're gonna stick with you know, testimonials basically, right? Let's have a look at the request spec, because now we know it works on the model level, and it's a little backward, right? But you know, I can always justify this. So I should have started with request spec, but I can always justify this for me because we are experimenting a lot. I have no fucking, you know. So I think that this app data spec is fairly generic, you know, so we know what to do here. Hopefully, I don't know. Let's see, where is the request spec? Specs, models, and then we have requests, app data index specs, app data update spec. There we go. Right. So about section unauthentic. Right. Disclaimers. We don't care. Well, right. No. So the disclaimers are what? Oh, it's just an object, right? Of that, right? But now we need to have. Let's create testimonials, right? Testimonials, and that would be an array of objects, and here we will have an ID 1, and then, you know, doesn't matter what else it is. So we're going to say foo bar, right? Right, and ID 2 foo bars, right? So this is important. Okay, That was very nice of Copilot to just give me that, by the way. So we want to describe, right, testimonial section. Right, and so initially, what are we doing? So factor valid we already tested that several times, so we just want to copy this before block, and we want to say testimonials, right? Testimonials, and the value will be we will pass in the foo bar, right? So we want to say ID 1 and foo new value, right? That's what we want to do. We want to, right, so we're going to say describe not valid authentication, but existing testimonials, updating the, or yeah, sending in an existing object, right? That's what we want to do, right? Okay, so we want this, but first of all we want this to do 200, right? Or 2, well, yeah, it doesn't matter, let's do 200. And then we will say it is expected to update the testimonials, and then so the testimonials should equal an array, and that should include foo new value, but it should also include the other one, which was baz, right? Right. So this is what should be there. If it's originally foo new foo bar, and then now we want to have new value in it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so let's see if we can run that motherfucker, and that will be 98. So rspec request specs API app data update 98. Right. Now you see, you got this nonsense. You got this fucking nonsense. Why the fuck would we get that? So binding pry, shit. Because in the controller, in the update, yeah, because it's okay, all right, because this was built on the assumption that we will be sending in arrays or some shit. Or no, not at all. We didn't take that into account at all, because I wasn't right. So we need to set up binding pry here. Yeah, this one, you know, I didn't prepare this one to update arrays at all.
No.
Only objects. So let's see. Right. So what is params key? Okay, so let's take a look at params first. Params key testimonials and value is like some JSON or whatever object-ish. Params value. Right. And this is permitted false, right? Okay. So key is, we're going to execute this one by one. Right. Testimonials. That's good. Value, permitted value. What the fuck is that? Right, so we got that. And then, yeah, that should, so value, can we say value to hash? To h? Yeah, but this one is not, shit, so do I have to do symbolize keys? Right, because now this one, app data, so if I just send this value in like this won't work because it's not symbolized. I think at least that's what happens. So if I just send in this and I just pass this in here, oh shit, value, sorry. Right. Right, and now app data testimonials. Look, it's not the same thing. You see this? Because the ID is treated as a string. Shit. Oh. Right. So perhaps that is the problem. Right, let's see if we can quit this. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna take this with me. And I'm gonna quit this. Let's comment this out. Let's see, in the spec. No, we are sending this as a number. But you're not treating that. You see, he treats this as a string. He thinks it's a string. You can see it here. So what the fuck am I? How am I supposed to transform any numbers into integers? The fuck? Well,
can't you just,
yeah, well,
wherever there's an ID key, it should be
right. So it doesn't. Yeah, exactly. I can do this in the model, on the model level. Like I can do this here, item ID 2i. Right? I can just call 2i on both of these. Because if it's already an integer, this won't do anything. But if it's a string, it will actually update it. Or you know. So yeah. So let's see. Now we have two changes, which is where's the fucking controller? Here. So either this will work, or this. I have to change this, but I don't want to make that change yet. So let's see if we can run this. And right. So yeah, we can just release this. And now let's have a look. What is the app? I could just release it and see, but the fuck? No, that won't fly. So we need to do this. We need to change, but value to h. You know this? Yeah. Permitted value. You know what? I'm just gonna say if. You know what? I'm gonna say if else if, right? Else if params value is a hash, then I'm gonna do this, where is a hash. then I will just do params value to h symbolized key, right, permitted right, exactly. So this in principle this should work now, but who knows? Because you see this action, it treats this as no, motherfucker.
Fucking hell.
But the thing is, the interesting thing is that it does update it. Do you see that? But it updated with the entire. But why would that? No, come on. Okay, come on. Let's see. Let's put this binding pry here, and we can just delete that one, and we can also, in principle, delete this one. So it's a never-ending story, and we have lunch coming up, so we will. What? Because it's not a hash. At this stage, it's not a hash. Oh fuck! This is not a hash. This is not kicking in. Params value is a string. So okay. So we need to. Oh fuck! I need to check what. Oh, this is so hacky. I'm getting nervous because it's all hacky. It's a fucking hack. So what is value? Oh, permitted value. What is permitted value? No. Yeah, permitted value is this. ID. And params value, the thing that we did here. Params value to h symbolize this. What is that? Yeah, so this should return. Exactly, so if, right, but this is not kicking in. Params value is a hash. This is not happening. Right, it's class. So if we just say class parameters. Right. Oh fuck. Right, so we can say, can we say respond to, right, okay, that's another hack, that's another, because then I can just do this, do you understand? If it responds to keys, then, because it is not a hash, but you know, it's like if it walks like a duck, it you know, it does respond to keys. So let's try that again. Let's try that. So quit, and now we run this again. We should get the hash back now, or no, fuck. Unable to convert unpermitted. Oh well, fuck you then. Params require, right.
Can't you just do params permit and then after? Oh well, you do that there. Okay.
Yeah,
yes.
but I can do this
at the top.
Can I do this here? I think I can do this. Let's try that. That's so fucking hacky. doesn't feel clean at all. Oh man, but why are you treating this as a fucking shit? You see the difference now? So we're so close now, but it still treats the ID as a string. Okay. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it. Damn it.
Just say, let's take a break on it. We can continue after lunch.
Give me just one last thing. Just one last thing. Like,
One last try.
right. Convert. So okay. Let's just say Ruby convert all values, all numeric, all strings to integers, if any, if any. 2i2f2 strictly convert string to an integer or nil, but I don't in hash. Recursively convert all numeric strings to integers in the Ruby hash. Object respond to fix num. If I fix num, if I is an array, is a hash, merge that fix num if I run. Right, so I can just steal this, you know?
Yeah. It's a lot of shit though, but yeah.
And then we just return the object. Fuck that. I like this one more better. Yeah, let's try this. Let's try that. And I'm just gonna place it. I'm just gonna place it. I can just place it here. It doesn't really matter. And then we say if it. So we just do. That's a shitty name. But you know, man tager vad man haver, som de säger. Fucking Stack Overflow, right? Gonna solve our problems.
Let's see.
Why would you fucking change this to 0? That was not what I. What is else if? Oh fuck. Else if object is a string, then just return object. Right? Why wouldn't he take that into account? Why would I have a 0 there if it's a string? Isn't that the first thing you should think about, that it could be a fucking string? Oh, come on. Object is a string. 2i. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. Okay, but a string responds to I as well. Do you understand? Yeah, this is a bullshit thing, because look, if we do I or B, and then we just say string equals foo, right? And then we say string respond, what is it he said? He said respond to I. Of course it does. An object responds to that. True. Right? So that's anyway, fuck it.
Fuck it. We need something.
Yeah, this is a hack that does not work. You know, whatever. We're gonna keep it around. So git status. Right, git ci am. What did we do here? I don't know. We it's a VIP. It's a working pro VIP. Request specs for updating sections of app data. Right. Oh shit. Okay. Anyway. Right. Git push origin update app data objects. Right. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, YouTube and Twitch, thank you very much for tuning in. We will now go on and have lunch. And if you're interested, this is an open source repository. It's a Rails API only application that powers the Kensington and Chelsea Social Council website for hanging out with us. Remember, we will be back at some point. When, I have no clue. If you're interested in what's going on, visit agileventures.org and join the community if you want to code with us at some point, or if you just want to watch, just come back and watch us stream again. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you very much, Oliver, for assisting me, and now I'm privileged to buy you lunch.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Thanks.